started making my way up, and I was like, whoop. You know who he's talking about now. So, great job, Mr. Stewart. Awesome, Mr. Vernon. You know, I'm going to talk a little bit about recruiting, but I got to tell you, and challenging professionally, but it wasn't until I heard their training, which actually taught me a lot about how I'm able to challenge so successfully. And you know, I guess I was doing some things that I didn't know I was doing, and that's the great thing about training, guys, is you can come here and learn from other people, or maybe they can say it in a way. You know, we like authors, we like speakers, we like, you know, writers, because they say it exactly how we want to hear it, but we didn't know how to transfer it that way. Does that make sense? And when Adrian talked about standing out, and Andre talked about, you know, becoming an expert and branding yourself, you know, I realized that a lot of those things just I kind of did, you know, starting with Mastermind Jefferson Green. You know, if someone, you know, you ever go to find someone on Facebook and you can't find them, it's just hard, their name is common, you start putting in Mastermind, before you even finish, it pops right up at the top. That wasn't designed on purpose, right? But you realize that's probably going to help with recruiting. Does that make sense? Standing out, you know, not just, do I post about the challenge? Yes, but I don't post all about the challenge. You know, another thing in terms of branding myself, every single morning, whether I'm tired or not, I get up and I put a good morning thing, something positive out into the universe. You understand what I mean? I'm always looking to celebrate other people's successes, always looking to hit like and welcome and any kind of encouragement that I can for someone else. And so a lot of guys, I get just as many, if not more, no's than you. It's just that I have a different follow-up funnel, which I get them to my Facebook page. And if people start following on my the last lady that I broke last month to regional director, right? I said, how did you find me? She said, because I noticed that you were tagged in a lot of things and you interacted with a lot of people, and I just felt if I joined with you that I would have support. That was her reason. She had no idea how much income I'd made. Obviously, no one knows what, if you're a guest, what an ambassador means. She just thought she had been in these kind of deals before and didn't have the support. And that's what she was looking for. And so it's not so much what I'm saying. I think that helps, right? But it is becoming a complete person, you know, understanding that not everything is everything is great to us. We're in, you know, ambassador and beyond. But from the outside, everyone doesn't see it the way we see it. Does that make sense? And we have to have some kind of presence. You know, I want to maybe not correct, but adjust one thing that Andre said, is you don't have to do all of this. I think you do have to do all of that. You just don't have to start doing all that. Does that make sense? When I got started, I know my brother's in the back, but when I got started, you know, I was working in elementary school systems. I went ambassador without a Facebook page. I'd never made one post on Facebook going ambassador. I wouldn't recommend that, right? I was talking to a lot more people than the average person was. And I wasn't scared to hear the no's that, you know, it's going to knock most people out, because we were hearing no's every single day from principals. So if someone said no, they didn't want to do the challenge, that didn't matter to me. But I didn't want that Facebook page because I didn't want people playing on it, right? And I wasn't on Facebook at all. And Kevin said to me, my sponsor, Kevin Merriweather, he said, Jefferson, you need a Facebook page. You have, and he just kept saying it. I got tired of him saying it, and so I said, fine, create a Facebook page. And I'm not tech savvy. So I went to my brother and I said, Michael, create me a Facebook page. He said, all right, what do you want your name to be? Atlanta, Georgia. It was a picture of the Atlanta skyline. And I told Kevin, I'm up, I'm ready. What's your name on Facebook? Atlanta, Georgia. Where I started. So, where I started, right? I don't have the business that I have today because of Atlanta, Georgia being my Facebook page. You understand what I mean? So it's all personal grown. It's all personal growth. It doesn't matter where you start. That's so good. That's good. That was on purpose. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters that, you know what, you took the time, as Andre said, to come out here to grow to get better, to figure it out. I'm a huge believer in accountability. You know, we have an accountability team. I'm putting a lot of pressure on my team, on my 20 people in my group, and but we're getting results, and it's exciting to see people win. And some of them are active associates. Some of them are ambassadors and people that aren't even on my team. One thing about what Andre said with branding yourself, where you can start, you know, Shannon is a personal trainer. Offer 3 days a week a tip that you know, brand yourself that way. Why it's important to drink water, you know, because there's a lot of people that don't have the information you have. I was reading personal development books long before I got into Visalus. Does that make sense? So I had a lot of information that I thought I could share with people. You know, if you're a hairstylist, you know, talk about how, you know, just how you feel, how a person feels because of how they take care of themselves. Find something with whatever you do that you're interested in. You know, I know Janae is very good with technology. You know, find a way to interact with people. You know what will happen? There's many people that could care less what I post every single morning. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. They don't gravitate to that. But there's going to be people that gravitate towards what you enjoy. You'll build a community from there. And you know what you'll do? You'll create engagement. And most people are going to say no to the challenge when you challenge them. I had a mentor a long time ago say to me, my first mentor, he said, everyone is interested in what we do until you say it. Right? Are you kidding me? I mean, think about this. We help people create a transformation, and they get to decide what kind of transformation they want to create. If they're happy with their results, a kid wins with 30 nutritional meals. And if they're not happy with their result, they get all their money back. Like, everyone's interested in that until you say it. Because you tell them about a shake and this 3 for free thing, and I saw all these posters, and these people lost a lot of weight on them, and you know, and there's this really good guy who was personally grown, and like you try to remember what you saw and you say it. But guys, that's how we transfer information. You know what I mean? As opposed to, you want to know how to challenge? This is how you challenge. Okay? I'm going to tell you exactly how to challenge. It's in process. You have to put a lot of people in the funnel so that you constantly have people that you can follow up with. One of the things we learned building that science program is when a principal said to us, we like your program, we like it, it's just not in the budget now. Get back with us in August. You know what never happened? Us not following up in August. I mean, on September, we were like watching the clock go to August, and we were like, well, we know whose school we're going to be at tomorrow morning. Because we understood that people aren't going to be interested all the time when we want them to be, but a lot of people are going to be interested in it. So I was very good from a follow-up standpoint, but you can't follow up with people, right? You can't follow up with people if you haven't contacted enough people. Now, I'm a challenge everyone to be honest. Okay, I did a recruiting thing about a month ago, okay? And I talked about having a calendar, right, and a follow-up system. How many of you all, since then, how many of you that were in that training just by a show of hands? Put your hand up. Okay. How many of you all honestly have gone out and gotten a calendar? Okay. Has it helped for the people that have done it? Yes. For the people that haven't done it, that's what goes back to being an entrepreneur. Does that make sense? That's what you've got to be self-motivated. See, the challenge is it's a process. I just want to make contact at first. Okay? I want to make contact with someone. I want them to get some information. I want them to get some information. I want to take that information and then follow up with them. And then from there, get them to something. The something might be an overview. The something might be a one-on-one. It could be a challenge party. It could be a 3-way call with someone else. So if I was challenging Sandra, this is how it sounds. Okay, just like this. If I'm challenging guys, I say, do you like challenges? Right? I've learned that that's not really good to say to a woman, right? Do you like challenges? She's looking at me like, you a dog, ain't you? I mean, you just a dirty dog. But, so I say to women, have you been challenged yet? Let me ask you a question. You know, in the middle of conversation, in Atlanta, you know, everyone's going to ask you, what do you do? What do you enjoy doing? It's just going to come up. Just be cool, right? Go out and say hi to people and just talk, be cool. you know, some of y'all just excite like thirsty, you know what I mean? It's like, just like pull the teeth back, you know what I mean? And calm down, just be cool about it, you know? And just, hey, let me ask you a question. You know, there's something crazy running around Atlanta, this challenge. Have you been challenged yet? It's interactive.
No, I haven't.
And I said, great, listen, there's a group of us that are doing this challenge. I gotta tell you, it's a blast. It's called Project 10. We found a way to help some kids in the process. I'm challenging you. Do you accept my challenge?
Sure.
Right? I'm done talking. She has to answer that question. We will sit and look at each other until she says something. Right? I'm challenging you. Do you accept my challenge? You know, nod my head. She says, sure. What's the challenge? How does it work? As long as it's not negative, it's great. I'm going to send something to you. Take a look at it. It's going to be a blast. It's 51 seconds worth of information, and I'll follow up later. Now, if I'm out and I know that if I'm in a restaurant and we're sitting next to each other, I can't challenge her at the beginning of the conversation. Because why? She's going to ask me what it is, and I can't say, I'm not going to tell you. Well, why'd you bring it up, right? So you got to be cool about this and realize when you're leaving or when you get that feeling that they're leaving, to go out and challenge them. Say something then, so that you don't have to do all this talking, right? Remember, everyone's interested in what we do until who says it? You say it, including me. So you got to get them to the information. So great, I'm going to send you some information. Take a look at it. It's 51 seconds long. It's going to be a blast. I send my website. Do you have to send your website?
No.
Say it loud. Do you have to send your website? No. You just have to have a system. Does that make sense? It could be anything. It can't be you. I send my websites 51 seconds. The reason is on our website, underneath that video, is all the before and after pictures. Is by experts, by celebrities, by results, all that. Most people, if they're at least intrigued, what do when they're on your website? They start looking around. And I send them the 51-second video because in that video, they see a shake. They see cereal. They see transformation. They see $1,000 checks. Do you understand what I mean? So instead of me having to say it, they see it. And then when I follow up, here's where it all starts. Did you get a chance to look at what you saw?
Yes, I did.
Did you get a chance to look at the information I sent you?
Yes.
Yes, I did. What did you like best?
The checks.
The checks. Okay. They say checks. There's nothing about a check in a 51-second video, which means what? They've looked at some more information. Does that make sense? But that's where the conversation begins, because now I have some leverage. Very important in network marketing to have leverage. Really, Sandra, why did the checks jump out at you?
Because I'm looking to, have the extra money.
Good. This is what most people do. What did you like about what you saw? Say the checks.
The checks.
Oh my God, I was just in a party and I saw these $5,000 checks and $10,000 checks and $25,000. Man, you want to see some checks? Boy, we're check, right? It's like someone asked you for a glass of water and you're like, you want some water? Sure. And you have a fire hose and you're like, you just blow them right away. Be cool, guys, be cool. So what'd you like best about what you saw? The checks, really, why'd that jump out at you? Because wanted to make some extra money. Really? Okay. What would the extra money do this time of the year for you?
Pay off some debt.
Pay off some debt. Right, prior to Christmas. You got all the Christmas shopping done?
No.
Man, would it be cool, extra money, pay off some debt and Christmas shopping? Hey, Sandra, I want you to see the whole program. That's it. Take their reason why and take them to the next step. If they're out of town, hey, I want you to see the whole program. The whole program might be sending them to the overview. Hey, I've got to get you on the phone with a gentleman of mine that I'm working with. You know, he's been able not only to get some quote-unquote checks, but to help other people really document it. Now, and when I'm at this time, I'm right now texting the person. People are like, Jefferson, can you do a three-way for me, right? Can you do a three-way for me? And a lot of times I'm scared to answer that question because if I'm the first conversation on your three-way, they're just getting sent information. So if I call Sandra, I'm your three-way, and I say, hey, Sandra, did you get a chance to look at some information? She says, no, not yet. I'm going to send her the information. So you've got to let them see some information because then when it's like, hey, I'm texting Adrian. Adrian, can you do a three-way for me? Adrian says, yes. Great. When I put Adrian, I've already talked about Adrian before. I've got Adrian on the line. And when I click Adrian and I say, Adrian, hey, listen, Sandra, triple sharp. She saw the 51-second video, but she's interested in checks, which means she saw a lot more than 51-second video. Okay, so I've already talked to her about how I'm gonna click you in. Now Adrian has leverage. He can have a conversation around what's important to her. And Adrian can help me get him to the challenge party, or maybe Adrian doesn't have a job and he can meet with Sandra. Does that make sense? But all of a sudden, Sandra has a conversation with two people, and both of them are talking about what she's interested in. And on that three-way call, Adrian can now edify me and say, do you realize the guy who challenged you, how successful he is? Because if Adrian doesn't edify me and Sandra gets excited and joins the challenge, who does Sandra want to just work with? Adrian. And he's created more than he wants. Because after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times of that, does that make sense? Then all of a sudden this is just a job. There's no leverage. You've got to teach skills. So if Sandra says no, she looks at some information. What did you like best about what you saw? Say, oh, I'm not that interested.
I'm not that.
Great. Is it okay if I check back with you in 60 days and let you know how the challenge is going for me? You know what I mean? Maybe the time will be better. She says, sure. Why does she say yes? 2 reasons. To get off the phone with me, and the second is because she's thinking 60 days from now she's not going to be interested. But I'm a pro, right? And so I'm going to take her to me. Is it okay if we connect on Facebook for the next 60 days and just keep in touch? And so now I've got Sandra in my funnel, and for the next 60 days she's going to see, wow, this guy's pretty successful. This guy's created transformation. This guy's adding a lot of value to his community. And as a pro, 60 days from now, guess who's getting a call from me? Sandra. That's the process. Why am I out enrolling everyone? Because I have a funnel system, guys, of hundreds of people in it. 12 follow-ups last night, or Monday. 20-something or Friday. 20-something follow-ups I have on Friday, or Monday. It's just a funnel system. Does that make sense? So we've got to take this with massive urgency. We're going to get you ready for our challenge party now. We're going to take a quick picture outside. But I got to tell you this. You have to step it up, guys. The company has said, all right, we got the greatest company in the world, and now we're putting all the money right down there for y'all. There's no excuses. There is no, what you do now determines your 2015. Right now. We got 7 days. What we do now, we got a local success. We have this training. Let me clarify that. I'm not sure if we're having this training and the local success training next weekend. Okay. So next weekend we just have the local success training. It's at Shannon's Gym in Stone Mountain. We got to get everybody there. Everybody. There should be 600, 700 people there. Right. Everything goes there. It's going to be a challenge party first, Shannon. Okay. Challenge party, and then the local success training. The person, so this is your week. I'm giving you your week. You challenge, get them to parties, get them to overviews, get them on 3-way calls, get them there, and everyone promotes the local success training to close. It's free for guests. So get all your guests there as a second look. If they walk and see 75, 80 BMWs, right, $1 million in bonus checks is going to be in, $1 million is going to be in the front of the room. Right? The #1 producing team in the world, great energy, hearing this information. Are they going to join? Possibly. But isn't that the best chance that we all have to get them to join? That's the play for the next 7 days. We're going to smash this challenge party. Adrian, Andre, great job training today. Everyone fired up?
Yeah.